Hi Pisces, welcome to your June reading. Whew, tomorrow is my birthday. Just prepping, getting everything ready. I'm going to London to party with my friends. Let's talk about friends. Let's talk about the 11th house. Let's talk about connections. Let's talk about that Gemini mirror. And how that Gemini mirror works for Pisces. Pisces, when you look into the Gemini season mirror, you see all the connections, all the different people all over the place that you are deeply connected to. Whether they know it or not, whether there is reciprocity there or not. You look into the mirror and you see everyone else. Everyone that matters to you, from your authority figures to your parents to the people you wish you could be. You see every little bit of every single person that you love openly and with your whole heart. But as you look closer in that mirror, you will see that you might be one of the only people with that pure heart. As you look in this mirror, some of those connections start to look a little bit strange. They're turning different colors. They seem to be feeding more than giving. As you look deeper into the mirror, you notice that some of these connections never give anything back, and that they only flow one way. You may also realize that for a lot of those connections, you fill a specific role. You are their sunshine. You are the thing that brings them joy. You are their happy time. You are their abundance. And when they don't need fill up, when they don't need to be filled up, they're not there. So even though they give you this amazing title and position in their lives, it doesn't quite feel like that. In the I Ching, it says that consistency marks the difference between courtship and mere seduction. When there is a consistent lack of energy coming in, I don't think that any longer qualifies as a healthy connection. But it's very hard for you to see that because your connections are very Jupiter ruled. Everything is out. Give, give, give. So you don't even notice when it's not coming back. I get it. But when you look in this mirror, you can't unsee it. There it is, plain as day. That person, that person, that person, they never fucking give me anything. And they always show up when they're empty. Now, you are such an expansive energy that maybe you don't even care. Maybe you're like, yeah, so what? I got so much, it doesn't matter. It's not that it makes you feel lack. It hurts. Not because you need it. You don't need anything. You have it. It just sucks. It's like, why? Why not on a principle level, on a moral level, on a just a human level and decency? It leaves a bad taste in your mouth, and it's hard to unsee. And it can lead to some pain in June because, once you see something, it's only a matter of time before you're going to say something. You Pisces is the if you see something, say something in the New York City subways. That's you guys. If you see it, you're gonna say it. It may take you a second to process it, but now that you see it, you're like, excuse me, what is this? Like, just pure, I haven't even noticed because I got so much to give, but like on principle, what the fuck is this? And when you get there, you get there. Your anger, I love Pisces anger. I live for Pisces anger because it comes out in this like very kind of righteous indignation. Like, how dare you? This is wrong. I love that kind of anger because I find it to be a bit more productive than like Gemini, Cancer rising. My anger is like a rage. I get into a fury. Then it doesn't matter anymore if I'm being productive, if I'm saying something productive or helpful, or like if I'm even telling the truth anymore. Now I'm just like, now I'm boiling. Now I'll fucking say anything. You guys are like, it's very much like, I'm gonna let you push me. I'm gonna let you push me. I'm gonna let you push me. Now you fucked up. Now you're wrong. And once you deem someone as being wrong, then it's like, then you go for them. And I love it because even when you're at your angriest, you still tell people the business. Like you still are cognizant of what's going on, and you're able to be like, A, B, C, D, you're a fucking jerk. I like it. I love it. And you're in that zone. But just let's not get too in that zone because, Mars is in Leo. And Venus is sure to follow. Venus has been chasing Mars forever now. So once you go ham, you might go a little too ham. But just keep that in mind when you're like losing it, because you have every right to. Because when you see this for what it is, it's so disappointing. Like, these are people that you have a lot of respect for. These are people that you want in your life. But you're like, what is this? Like, some of these people are so two-faced. And I don't mean like two-faced like they're talking behind your back. It's like they're two different people. Like the way they are with you and then the way they pretend they are. Or that they think of themselves. It's like, you're not the person you think you are. Because I don't even see the person you think you are. Do you even know? Because I see who you are and it's not the person you're pretending to be. And you even drop that facade around me. So I don't even know, like, how can you continue to believe something that you know is fundamentally false? That's wild to me. That's your energy. And the more that person or those people, that friend group, whatever it is, deny it, the more you're like getting in a rage. Because you're like, what? Like, I'm talking about common decency. I'm talking about the respect and the mutual affection that should exist between people. What the fuck are you guys talking about? Like, what have you been doing? I'm too good for this. Simply. And when you, dear soft-hearted, always let people get away with shit, be too understanding, be so in love that you don't care, when you are done with people's shit, when you get to the point where you're like, it's bad. Not bad for you. It's great for you. It's bad for them. It's bad. And it gets pretty, try to have some grace. Try to be as kind to yourself as possible as you like tell people off, because you're going to be telling a lot of people off and they deserve it. So just go ahead and do it, but just don't beat yourself up too much afterward. That's the only thing. I know everything, my hair is a mess, everything. I'm in the middle of doing 10 things. But like, I really want to tell you this before I go, because I don't want you to wait 5 more days for your reading until I get back. Like, and you know what? There might be a part of you that's like, no, I'm just going to stick to this because it's like the best thing ever. It's like the closest I've come to blah, 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 or whatever it is. No. Trust me, no. This is not the best thing ever. I don't know how, bro, I was just talking about this today. Vedic, Mars, Venus, South Node, and Pisces. Why I be trying to make shit work like we married? Like I'm in an arranged marriage in the 1700s in the middle of India somewhere. Why am I trying to make it work? What am I trying to make work? Why am I trying to fit myself like this into, for what? For what? What is this sense of obligation I feel to what? To the concept of love, to the concept of marriage. What is it? What is prompting this this extraordinary level of commitment and dedication to what? To what? To everything but myself? To everything but like, what is the shape of me? Why do I need to fit into this shape like that? Why do I need to do all of this just because I can? Nah, maybe what I need to do with my lack of boundaries, etc., is figure out where the boundaries of me are. So when someone shows up with a shape and on their bullshit and is like, here, fit into this, you're like, no, that shape doesn't fit me. If you're already coming with a pre-made thing that you want and you want me to fit, sorry, you know, but the old you would just be like, oh yeah, pour myself in there like water, that's cool. But why? Why should you have to? Why should you have to convince yourself every single fucking time that there's nobody else, it's just this is what I want. And I don't care if I have to, you know, how I have to contort myself to fit, but, and for what? And for what? For what exactly? This person, the fuckboy of the tarot? I don't think so. And you don't think so. And by the end of June, we're in Cancer season. The water is flowing again, thank God. And you're like, the water hits you, the tide hits you, and you're like, oh, I remember. I'm not giving up my voice for this motherfucker. I'm not doing it. And you have your little, you know, Ariel, come to your senses moment. And then you're fine. And you're composed. And you're able to move forward. And it's like the spell is broken. Something like hits you hard when you look in that mirror. And that mirror, it's going to show up in so many different ways, but it hits you hard. You're like, and some of these people really have never poured into me. They don't give a fuck about me. They play with my feelings. They play with my energy, bro. When they want energy from me, they sweet talking me and feeding me all the bullshit. And when they don't need it and they're full up, they're out. Like, what? And then they're saying crazy shit to me like, oh, no. We're not doing this. We never needed to do this. We don't, just because you are formless does not mean that you have to fit into somebody else's fucking mold. Simply, you need someone as formless and vast and amazing as you, who doesn't want to contain you like that. The only reason somebody wants to contain you like that is because they want to control you. Because they see you and they see the fucking ocean. They see the deep. And they're like, what the fuck am I going to do with this bitch? Like, I can't control this. So they make these, like, you know, fabricate. It's like completely like made out of conceit. This fabricated thing. Oh, this is the shape you need to be. And if you're not in this shape, then you're not the one for me. And just to watch you fucking dance around, because they know you water. They know if you wanted to, you could contort yourself in there. And then they make you do it. And when you wake up to that, you're like, this is whack. Like, why are you, like, aside from the fact that it's me and that you should never do this to me, why are you on some whack shit all the time? Why does it have to be this? Why can't you look into the deep and into the formless and be in awe as you should? Why don't you fucking listen to me? I know what be happening. Why don't you ask me? Instead of that, you want me to turn myself into something normal and ordinary? And I've been letting you? Like, you know, when I talk to myself, I'm such a fucking New Yorker. When I talk to myself and I get heated about shit like this, the first thing that comes to mind is the word nah. Like, I'll be walking around thinking to myself and then I'll be like, nah. Like, nah. That's where you are. And although it's tumultuous and although it's painful, aren't you so fucking happy this is happening? Because I'm really happy this is happening. Because you need this to happen. It's a lot of swords. I get it. But you need this. You need to, like, break this, like, bubble, this veneer, you know, of, like, bullshit that you think is, like, a rosy haze of, like, I don't know, love, affection, infatuation. Who knows what it is. But really, it's just this, like, insecurity that Pisces have of not having boundaries. It's the insecurity of not having edges. You know what I mean? Not having, like, any kind of thing to hedge you in, hold you in, define you, identify you. You're not that. And the more you hang out with people who want that from you, the more they just, they take and they take. And you know, they want you to fit in that fucking box, but actually they don't, because they feed off your formlessness and they only come to you for that void energy anyway. So it's so ironic that then they'd be like, but if you can't, if I only like that, you know, and you're like, then why are you over here? Why are you over here? Why are you over here? And you know, when you ask them, they're not going to have an answer. They're There's no answer. There's no, because it's bullshit. They know it, you know it. And once you see it in the mirror, it'll probably be like a Gemini like me that'll like clue you in, or like some very Gemini chaotic shit will happen and you'll be like, ooh, you don't give a fuck about me. You always just take from me. Like, you need to get out of here. It's that kind of shit. Like, you're just waking up to all of it. And yeah, it's a hard look in the mirror. And yeah, Gemini energy is not the softest or the kindest mirror to look into. But you know what? We're not the softest. We're masculine energy. We're not the kindest. We're swords. But the one thing that you can count on us for, and you can count on this season, is that we're going to tell you what you need to know about the fuck shit going on in your life. We may not tell you everything. We may not even tell you the fucking truth most of the time, but we're never gonna leave you hanging when you need to know what the plot is. We will always be the one. It doesn't matter if we're in a crowd. It doesn't matter if it's me and you alone, one-on-one. If there's a plot, Gemini's gonna see both sides, underneath and over, and be like, do you understand the fucking plot? And, you know, Pisces is like upside down. There is no up, down, over. It's just void. And we're like, no, nah. There is a top, there is a bottom, there is a left and a right. And I'm going to show you, look, here, boundaryless person. Look, this is how you are getting fucked. This is how you are getting played. And you're like, I can't even argue with that. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. It's going to be some shit like this. It's going to be some Gemini or some Gemini energy or some crazy like Loki energy moment where you're like, oh, have you been on this bullshit the whole time? Oh. And I'm supposed to fit into how, what? And some of these people are so fucked up that they're going to present a box that you could never fit in and be like, see, that's why we can't. Games, jokes, go to hell. Like, wipe your hands of this, please, Pisces, because there's too many, like, genuinely good people around you, and you know this, to have this in your life. You know what it reminds me of? With your plants, if you have like a yellowing leaf, you have to take it off, because even though it's yellowing, the plant, it will still continue to consume water. Even though it's yellow and dead, it will still pull water from the leaves that need it. So you have to get rid of it. You owe it to all the other people in your life that love you so much that these subset of douchebags take your energy away from. How you feel about that? I love you. Let's look at these cards.